Hotel Kaneyamaen is one of the most premier ryokans located at the foot of Mount Fuji. In this video, I'm going to go over our room, which has a view of Mount Fuji as well as a private onsen, and I'm going to go over the amenities of this really awesome modern style type ryokan. So let's get straight into the video with the room tour. As you can see in the video already, the room is massive. It's around a 60 square meter room if I can remember correctly. As you can see in the video right now, we're actually looking at the fridge. Now, don't do what I did here, which I accidentally pressed the button and I bought the Pocari Sweat. So this is basically a mini bar with the prices all locked in if you want to buy something, so you'll pay at the end of your hotel stay. So I did buy Pocari Sweat, but I do like my Pocari Sweat, so I just took it and it was still worth a buy. But as you can see here, there's a beer menu and other drinks as well to check out. So as you can see in the video right now, there's also a private onsen for this room. So the private onsen obviously is part of the feature of this room alongside the view of Mount Fuji. Having both, you kind of are paying for a room for around $800 to $1,000. But as you can see here, you can basically access the onsen wherever you want with a view of Mount Fuji. So that's really cool and a cool feature, especially if you are taking photos as well. And as you can see as well, a bathroom alongside it. So as you can see right here, we also have a lounge area as well as a TV if you want to relax there. There's also komatsu below, so if you're in winter then it's pretty good. There's also tea as well as plates for drinks and stuff. So yeah, pretty well stocked. Alright, so finally going over some last things. There's a safe, there's also a yukata. You can obviously rent one at the shop, which I'll show you later, but this is just the basic one you can wear out to your dinner. So yeah, it's offered as well as if you are using your private onsen or the public onsen if you are interested. So now we have the yukata station. So this is a store nearby which you can rent your own yukata. So if you're interested in buying a more colored yukata, renting one, then you can get one here. If you're interested in buying one, then the gift store does have some. However, the gift store has a lot of other stuff you can see in the video. It's such a big store, so perfect to get like any gifts for family or friends. There's also a vending machine area if you're interested in getting a very cheap drink. One of the good things about Japan is all the vending machines are pretty cheap in terms of all the drinks, so you're not paying like $3 for like a Coke in the States or in Australia. But as you can see in the video right now, there are different types of traditional clothing that you can buy at the gift store. There's also a garden, but it was kind of too cold, especially in winter, so we didn't get a chance to really fully look at it, unfortunately. However, if you are visiting in a warm period, or just if you manage to visit like in the morning or in the afternoon, then I would come here and just take a look at the garden. It's not that big, but it does look pretty good when we were just kind of walking past it. There's also a tea house with a matcha as well as a dessert. We got a coupon for this, so you can just rock up and give that. I think you should get one part of your package for your room, so just double check before you actually decide to pay for it. There's also a white church which was actually blocked off, which was next to the tea house. I'm assuming this is for weddings, but yeah, don't know what that is to be honest. There's also performances throughout the night. As you can see, there's someone preparing for piano and you can actually sit in. There's also taiko drums, as you can see in the video right now, which is also a performance, but we missed out on it, unfortunately. And now for everyone's favorite alcohol lounge. So this is a free lounge with all these alcohols which you can get for free. So it's basically like it's like an airport lounge, but just focused around alcohol. There's so much different types of wines and sakes and stuff to choose. Definitely a dream come true for anyone who really apparently wants to get drunk. I'm not sure if there's limitations. We only tried a bit of it because we're not big alcoholics, to be honest, but definitely a good one if you are, I guess, if you like drinking alcohol. Also, there is a public onsen, obviously. I can't really show you much footage because, there's not cameras allowed. However, I'll show you a picture of what the open air one looks like. It's probably what you want to actually look out for. But if you're a couple, you do have to separate, unfortunately. So yeah, just remember that. So obviously we went through a lot of amenities, but now let's go for dinner. So we got the dinner package. I would highly recommend getting it. Now for the Kaiseki meal, it's not, I reckon it was kind of like mid of the pack for me. I've had some really good Kaiseki meals and I've had some really bad ones. This is probably in the middle for me. So I'll go over some of the things we ate. So first up, we have the sea bream, which I'm trying to open right now. But this sea bream soup was actually one of my favorites. It was actually so good. Second up, we do have some fresh sashimi, as you can see, with some wasabi. This is not bad. I mean, it was fresh. I didn't taste it. Sometimes the fishiness comes through, but this time it didn't, so that's good. We also have some seared scallops. This one's actually really good as well. I think it was buttered as well from memory, but it was really good as well. And then this part, the beef, this actually wasn't as good. So you can see there's beef and potato. In my opinion, this is kind of mid. And then finally some little small parts, rice and salmon. This was actually not too bad as well. And then finally dessert. Once again, I think this was, the mochi was actually really good, but the dessert itself was kind of mid as well. So I think the entrees are really good, but yeah, I think the dinner overall was kind of in the middle. And that's it. So hopefully this video, I've kept it short as possible, but as you can see, there's a ton of amenities. This is a really good type of ryokan to stay if you're more into that modern slash traditional middle approach where you have a ton of amenities so you won't get bored. Definitely some of the negatives of staying at a very traditional ryokan is there's absolutely nothing to do apart from a public onsen. So I do get why people love these type of ryokans, which is kind of an in-between of a hotel and ryokan. But yeah, really nice place to stay, really great view, really nice room, and yeah, would recommend if you are willing to spend that money. So yeah, see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe.